translated the book. Yes.
Okay, please, microphones.
Yes, so...
Thanks.
Take the other one.
I don't know. This is my one. This one is working.
Sentite? You hear me? Okay.
Yes. So I was telling you that Celia over there has done the translation of the book, and with the help of the Institute, there was a grant supporting the work. So, welcome to Helsinki, Miguel. Have you enjoyed your stay so far?
Yeah, of course. I'm very happy to be here in Finland. And,
is it your first time here?
it's my first time, absolutely.
So you're very lucky with the weather.
No, but I love the weather. It's okay. I hate heat. So.
Yeah. When I told Miguel on Tuesday that it's going to be 15, 16, he said, yes, I want that kind of temperature. So, let's talk about this book. So, when did you start working on it, and what was the idea that drove it?
And it all began in the Academy of Bologna. It was my last year of the che translate biennio. It was not the first part of the academy of the years. Yes. Last one, because the first years of academy I did them in Venice.
In Venice?
But I made paintings. I had a class of painting, so that was totally different, but I learned a lot of things. Then I moved in the comic class in the Academy of Bologna, and the last year I presented this book, a part of this book that was totally different with the story, but the concept, the subject was practically the same. To my future editor was Edo Chiaregato for Canicola. And we have together this, I presented it as a, how do you say, for the graduation.
Okay, so it was your final work?
I don't know, thesis.
Yeah, your final work.
Okay. And he liked it, and he proposed me later to make the whole book.
Okay.
For Canicola, who was set in Bologna. And so that was 219. Then in 220, during the pandemic, yes, the first year of pandemic, I worked for this book. I made all the other stories, all the other chapters, and it came out at I think November. And we had a mild success. They were very happy of the how do you say, because I have a lot of words in Italian, but of the coming of the
They were happy with the success of the book.
Yeah, that's it. A very contained success. I'm not like the local car, or I don't know if you know the local car in Finland or.
Yes, we do. Yes.
And yes, so I knew they were interested to make another book. So after just 2 months, I proposed Fior di Latte. That was the second book with them. And today I am about to finish my third book with them.
Okay, so
it was very.
You have an intense.
I never stopped working with them.
When I first saw your book in Angoulême, was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago? 2 years ago.
I think it's 2022.
Yes. So I saw it, I opened it, and then I called Zum Teufel. I said, I have a book. We have to make it in Finnish because it's so wonderful. And it was wonderful on many levels, and it was some comics that we usually don't publish in Finland, because mostly we publish old stories, not modern ones like yours. So how did you come up with that storytelling style?
Oh, it's very hard because there were stories. I just want to make a book set in a place, set in the same place I was living.
Okay.
It was the outskirts of Padovaland, my city. My city. It's a city near Venice. I'm not saying it's a big city, but medium cities. But with a lot of outskirts, with these malls and houses, with all of gardens and kitchen stuff and statues. So there's no actual countryside. There is countryside, but there's a lot of factories, mall centers, a lot of roundabouts, very small fields, and I wanted to show these places. And the character, they live there. So that's it. That was when my idea of the book began, because I just need to show this, the places, the landscapes, and the people living there.
So what drove you was drawing the outskirts and the region where you were living.
Sure.
And to do that, you came up with a story.
Yeah, then all the story came up in different times when I was working about this, because the first years of the academy I was even able to make up a history, because I didn't know how to do that. Then I learned, and then all became by itself. Okay. Every step of the story. And I wanted to make a book with different single stories. I don't know to say, not we say like anthology, and it's actually not anthology. So
I think in Finnish it's in English.
Raccolta di storie brevi.
Short stories, yes.
Okay. Then I had the necessity to join all these stories together, because I want to see what would happen with those characters if they met each other. Because the single stories for themselves didn't work that much. Okay. So I had to conjoin to see what would happen.
It reminds me the way the book is told, the way Robert Altman used to make movies, especially there's the one that he made from Chandler, these shortcuts, and it's
I love them.
Yes, yes. I was like, this is the one thing that reminds me of your book. That movie.
Yeah, of course. I think his movie is very lot of very big work, lot of stories. But yes, I was about to do the same thing, because I would like to talk about a lot of people, but in different moments, and still in the same moment, in the same place, and that will describe this place as a very big net of small towns conjoined by them. So it will be like a place with no boundaries, but very fragmented.
So as you can tell from what I'm trying to show to you, the pages, the way the book is drawn, it's not classical way. There is a lot of different. Yeah, this was a good example. Basically, the story is told by the text, by the drawing, but also by the way the drawings are put into the page.
We say gabbia means cage. I don't know. You know what cage is in comics, so you use another word, but the structure.
Yes.
For the structure. That's not my idea. I actually, sorry. I have an inspiration by Chris Waren.
Yes.
His last way of drawing structure without the boundaries of the don't know how to say this, vignette.
Panels.
Panels.
Panels,
Panels,
okay,
yes.
thank you. And of course the use of the empty space,
Yes.
the void.
Yeah, and I think you play more with the empty space than he does.
Yes, because it's not because of beauty, because of anything, it's just you say, useful.
Yes.
It's functional
Yes.
to distribute, to put everything in the right place, so the story works better
Can you
for the reader.
Yeah. Can you tell us how long time does it take you to come up with this kind of scheme? With the panels?
It's more like intuition.
Intuition? Yeah.
I made a lot of sketches,
Yes.
sketchbook. I'm trying to do this forms coming from squares. So it's not very hard. I just have bigger squares, but then I compose them to smaller squares. That's it. And I use this module. That is all the squares or maybe circle. It's always like a square because it's in structure,
Yeah.
central structure. That helped me to decompose the scene in different details, different instance, you say, of the same scene, when you can see maybe some characters, and you say some objects, you say some, you say...
So basically, if you had the multiple cameras...
Like a time lapse, not a time lapse, but you see the time moving
Yes.
in a very slow way, so you can see more details about what it's happening.
In a way...
It's very, when I speak in Italian, it's very easy to do, but it's okay.
I feel that the way you work with those panels, sometimes it's like if you would have, as a film director, you would have a lot of cameras and you would use, cut.
Yeah.
You won't see.
Yeah, frames.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, like frames. Like in some parts, when I want to describe precisely this movement, this accident, I think it's one of the first pages. You see a girl falling from the
Bike?
Falling from the bike, yes. Off the bike. Yeah, here. Because I just want to express the accident itself without any exaggerations. Just like if someone is spying by a camera, what's happening in the story. So like I always mean this kind of distance from the scene.
Yes.
To don't try to judge them, don't try to judge too much what is happening. I always judge because what I'm drawing as an author, it's like inevitable, but actually you can judge less.
Yes.
Because if you judge too much, if you try to be too obvious on what are you trying to say, you kind of make it tough, make it not so interesting what you show. It's very difficult to explain. It's something I don't think about it when I draw, but when the work is done, I see all of this, I see what I did. It's interesting, but it's very difficult to say in words, because it's something very coming from intuitions when you work. It's very practical.
Yeah, and I think there is no judgment from you on the characters, and it really, when you read the second time and the third time, you see many things because you have all the space.
Like a movie.
Yeah.
If you see once the first time a movie, it's like you see half of the movie. When you see it the second time, maybe you see more than half, because you recognize something, you see something you didn't see the first time. And I think with the comic books it's the same.
Especially
because you can use the image, use the details. You can be like it could be like a joke, a game for the author to hide something, and see if the reader can find it. That's a very funny, the very funny part when you make a book. You can hide something and see if the writer can notice that.
The reader can find it. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the reader.
So you tell us about the how has the book been received in Italy? Because I have to say that in Finland we have glowing reviews from everyone. It's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, okay.
In many newspapers they've just.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And actually, I can ask Celia to translate them to you. It's one even called you a better artist than Chris Waren. That's all.
Don't agree.
It's the kind of phrase that you don't really read in reviews in Finland. Yeah, so what about Italy?
In Italy, I think it's going well, but of course, for my kind of book, public, that's very restricted because of I think the editor. My editor is not that big, and he can reach this amount of people. But I can say I won some prizes, I won some awards, so that's very important, of course. But my work, of course, is not as popular as the most famous authors. I'm not saying they're very famous. I think there's a lot of grades in the hierarchy, and I'm not that high. That's it. But in my case, for my public, for the number of my public, I think I'm going to do well. For my distribution of the book, of the editor itself, I think it's good. Okay. Yeah.
Can you tell us what?
I had some interview in some newspapers in Italy. So.
What was the prize that you won?
I won one. The first one was in Treviso. It was Premio Cecchetto. The second one was in Lucca, and the third one was in Napoli.
And with this book you won 3 prizes?
Not this one, just two prizes with this one. Napoli, I won one for Fior di Latte.
Fior di Latte.
The second book.
Yes. Does anyone want to ask anything from Miguel?
Go ahead.
Shall I speak up?
Yes.
I can see, as a fellow Italian, I can see a lot of Italianity, Italianness, or whatever you want to call it, in your work, although filtered by, Chris Waren and stuff like that. When you were doing the book, did you ever think about international audiences? First part of the question. Second part of the question. Now that your book has been translated in different languages, is it going to change the way you're going to approach your books in terms of thinking about other people that maybe don't share our culture, and there is a certain universality, of course, of themes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there is an Italian character that maybe might be a bit lost to certain people. Is it going to affect you in a way?
Answering the first part, well, I was very naive. I think it was just, we should translate it, okay. But my editor warned me that there are some problems with this book because you had a lot of very local expression from northern Italy.
Yes, Celia mentioned it in her
the problems in the translation.
Celia, how did you find a solution for this expression from northern Italy?
Well, with the help of the author, but I'd like to say that, from the translator's point of view, I hope you don't change anything, because I think it's the translator's job to get it across into a different culture, rather than, I don't think it's meaningful if everyone just makes the same plot so that it's easier to receive abroad, but rather it's the translator's job to get it across and
but yes, I was naive because they say, oh no, it's okay, it's gonna be good. No, but my editor told me that there's a lot of problem because we are afraid this book wouldn't work in other countries because it's too many. There's too many local references from northern Italy. But I think when it got translated, I saw many people from some from Finland, some from France, Spanish, who were saying they enjoyed the book, even if they maybe didn't understand something. They say something that looked very different from the country. But I think it's another reason to enjoy a book from another country because you get in touch with something that's different from you.
Yeah.
It's not something. It's not like a deterrence, but something to get closer.
Yes.
To me, when I see a movie, maybe from Finland, that's everything is completely different. I say, oh, that's very curious. That's very. I don't think. Oh, I don't want to understand this.
And in a way, making this book in Finnish would make the readers want to read more things about that region or what's happening in Italy now.
Yeah, sure, but that's what I think when I read something like that. That's something that I don't know, that I didn't know it existed. And I want to maybe make a check, see something in internet, see something in Google Maps to see if it actually looked like that, the houses, the places where the author had his own inspiration. So, yeah, of course. And
so you were telling
maybe,
so for you
but
that
wait. But yes, there are some people who told me that he couldn't understand the mentality of the characters. So that's it. There are places who maybe the book had not that selling, but some places like Spain was the sale was very lucky because people recognized themselves in these characters that weren't actually Spanish, but it was Fior di Latte. And Spanish people recognize them in Fior di Latte, I don't know why.
But are you going to think about other countries for your next comics unconsciously?
Well, it's going to be translated in.
But for your next
for my next book. I think the fact is my next book is just like the other two books. Right. I mean, by speaking of landscape, kind of characters, kind of stories, kind of everything, it's the same. So I don't think there will be any problem for any places who already translate the book.
You sent the book, the files on the book yesterday to the editor, and on Monday he has to go and correct the text.
Yeah.
So what about the next book then, the one that is not done yet? Do you have any idea?
An idea about what?
The book for the future, because the
I don't know, because I work a lot with this third book, and I think I had consumed all the ideas, and I maybe for some months I wouldn't be able to write some ideas, very long-term idea for a big book.
Yes.
But I surely want to make books maybe for other people, for a writer.
Okay.
And I made this book last May, so I already tried the experience of drawing something from someone else, and maybe with the same writer, with Lorenzo Palloni, we're going to make another book.
So what was the challenge with working with a screenwriter?
I thought it was very easy. I was wrong, because if someone writes for me the dialogues, the lines, I just have to put in the book. I don't have to think them by myself. But the fact is, it's very hard because of that, because you have to respect the number of the lines and put them in the right place of your stories. And there are a lot of times I just forget some lines that are very important for the story, and then I have to do a lot of things again to make them work. So for that reason, I thought it would make a lot easier the work. Instead, it was to make it harder.
Yes.
That's it.
But you still want to do it again?
Yeah, of course, because now I know how it works.
Okay.
And I think for my next work will be easier because I know what I have to do to make the work easier. I know I have this experience, and I have an installation of a new application, and I know how it works. That's it. A new knowledge. Maybe I have the same difficulties, but I don't know, maybe not.
Any more questions for Miguel?
Yes, can I?
Sempre tu, okay.
When you worked with Lorenzo, how was his script? Was it like completely full script, or was it like loose descriptions so that you could intervene with your little panels and stuff like that?
Yeah, it was a simple screenplay with lines and description of the scene.
But
So
like every single panel, or
No. I asked him
to do
to
like
not
a
to do that because I couldn't.
Yeah, that's.
So I asked him to do. In fact, I asked him to do a description for each page
Right.
instead of the panels. And yes, of course, there was some description and then the lines. So it was very easy, with the difference, of course, of not that each description wasn't for the panels but the pages.
It's also an art.
It wasn't enough because I needed more pages than the one he gave me.
He's also an artist.
Yes, he draws.
Did he ever say, I would like this, or did he ever do any sketches?
No, he is very, I don't know what to say, permissivo. Permissive. He makes my work very free. He doesn't want to rearrange my work because it's very trustful with the work of someone else. So I was very comfortable with that when I worked with him. So, but I think that's a good thing about him.
I did a story with him, but he was drawing it, so I didn't know how he was as an artist. So I know how he was as an artist, but I don't know how he was as a writer when he's writing for someone else.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Miguel will now go and sign his book at the Zum Teufel table. And, we hope that we might bring to the Finnish readers a few books in the future.
Okay. I
So,
hope.
Yes.
I hope so.
All the best for the end of your stay in Finland.
Okay, thank you so much.